Hello and welcome to Nollywood Film Club. I am Mr. C of Iroko Critic. I hope you're doing well. Yes, episode 95. My goodness. Please do give us a like or rate us on a like. I guess we're on YouTube now. So if by the way, if you're looking for another area to listen to us, we are on YouTube. I should point that out. You can drop comments there. You can rate us on Spotify or any of your podcast platform applications. Leave us a comment, and we'll get back to you. Yeah, there's not a lot to say for this, and this is just one of those movies. I should add, I forgot to say. I usually say at the beginning if I know. Someone who's worked on the project, or if I feel like there might be a conflict of interest, it might be worth saying that I do know one of the writers on here. So you can price that into whatever I'm saying and adjust accordingly. But yeah, not a lot to say, and I just hope you enjoy Nollywood Film Club discussing Ch3mistry chemistry. Um, so, welcome to Nollywood Film Club. We do discuss Nollywood movies every week. Sometimes we do a conversation. Last week we did a conversation, but we're back to discussing movies. We are going to be discussing chemistry. Our first, I guess this is a YouTube movie, even though it was not intended as such. We'll discuss what we like in the good. We'll discuss what we don't like in the bad. We'll do pushbacks and disagree if we have any disagreements, and then we'll do a nice summary. Don't want to join, you can just leave comments for any of the sections, and we'll read it as we go. So let's start with the things that we liked about chemistry. Vanessa, what do you like about chemistry?
Hi, everybody. It's so nice to be back. I wasn't here last week because, well, we know why. But the good about Adenike Esho's chemistry, I just want to say, Ebi Eno, as someone who has been called Ebenezer by some people in my life. See, you people, it's not funny. I don't know how Vanessa became Ebenezer, but I've been called Ebenezer before. And a young woman called Ebenezer. I was like, okay. And Ebieno is such a sweetheart. No, I love Ebenezer because I love her because her name is Ebenezer Sumi. She's such a sweetheart and a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. And I love seeing her on my screen. Um, so you people know that I don't see the intentions anymore, right? But for a director's first feature, I will make an exception. Mr. C, I will bite you. If you keep laughing, I will bite you. I appreciate the subject matter that Adenike Esho tried to explore with this film. And the edutainment that this film was trying to give. Um, my next good is lube. Yeah, lube. That's I feel like that's all I have to say. My next good, Bolaji Ogumola. I don't know, and as I say that, I'm sure you guys know what scene I'm talking about. Just Bolaji Ogumola. Yeah, and finally, Nollywood's depictions of female relationships are my favorite thing. We don't seem to do it right, even when it is an ensemble show cast. Yeah, pull up in Alexa and the Benzes, collect your shit. But um, Joba and her sister in this I quite liked, and I appreciate that the sister just didn't disappear halfway through the film. She Her sister was a constant throughout the phone calls and all of that. I really appreciate the female relationship in this. And see, that's me.
Oh, wow. Yes. I knew this was going to be a good day when you started with the name as one of your likes. All right. It's going to be a good day.
How dare you, ABNO? Are you kidding me? I've been called Ebenezer, and the first time I saw her name was Ebenezer. This was how many years ago? I was like, a woman named Ebenezer. We love to see it.
I love that was one of your favorite things about this movie.
Well, yeah.
Clearly very focused on the job. All right. Okay, tell us, did you see the intention? What did you like about this movie?
Mm, You know what? There are lots of pretty dresses. Her two-piece in the final hotel scene is super cute. Her after wedding dress, gorgeous. Um, the women were gorgeous. Balaji, I love her. The lead, is that who's Ebenezer? I don't know her name, but she's a stunning, stunning woman. All right. It was okay.
Okay. There we go. Task is back to nice and short. Anka, what did you like about Ch3mistry?
Okay. I skipped through the something of the movie, but I'm giving that as a warning. I mean, disclaimer. What I liked, the dresses were beautiful. The girl was pretty. The guy was handsome. I don't know why he dyed his beard, but uh it was an interesting subject matter. Kind of thing that it does have a valuable message about. It touches on something about sex, a very complicated subject, but gives some valuable message. I think that's a good thing. Bolaji Ogumola is very, very pretty. She is indeed very, very blessed, physically in both ways, but also she's a very talented actress. I've always liked her as an actress. But this movie really made me realize, like, oh my gosh, if I have a man, my man is never going near her. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. I don't think that's what the movie was meant to do. But yeah. Dresses were beautiful too. They styled them very nicely.
You said that before. You can't say it.
I mean, I didn't say they style. What I meant to say. Thank you for correcting me. They styled Bolaji very nicely. Also, they styled the girl very nicely. Except for the girl, the girl that was working as in the hotel. No reason for her to be doing what she's doing, but she wasn't that styled very well. But her boss was styled very well. The camera work was necessary. Like, it was sufficient. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Anka. Mrs. C, do you want to say some of your...
Yeah, I would like to. Let's see, what do I have? So again, I'm going to go back to beautiful women. Balaji is stunning. Ebenezer is so beautiful. Oh my God, such a beautiful woman. She comes on screen, I get distracted by her beauty. Such a beautiful, beautiful woman. I will have to say, I do think Ebenezer and Daniel had good chemistry. Like, they kissed like people that have kissed before, and it didn't give gross somebody is trying to chance and trying to grope somebody who doesn't want to be groped.
Didn't give mini-me.
Yes, it didn't give our G. So I did like that. I did think they had good chemistry. They seemed quite comfortable in each other's space, which was good. They've been dating, they're getting married, or they just got married. You want to see that. I thought her little lingeries were cute. Her little baby doll dresses, I thought they were cute. What else did I like? Shout out Building Steven. Always like to see my queen.
Stallion.
Building the Stallion, love to see her. And you know what? Take away a bunch of cringe elements. It was fine.
Okay, all right. We're 10 minutes in. I'm doing the good. By the way, if you do want to say what you liked about chemistry, please put it in the comments. As I go into my... So, one of the things I do like is I usually make some notes for NFC, just a few bullet points for things to discuss on. But after 5-10 minutes of this, I was like, I don't think I'm going to need notes. So thank you for saving me that. Mrs. C has said a bunch of the stuff that I agree with. I think there were a lot of good moments of chemistry between Daniel and Ebenezer. Is it Ebenezer? Something like that.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I thought there were good moments of chemistry that they had, and they kissed well. They kissed well. They kissed like they liked each other. I'm just repeating some of the things Miss C said. What else did I want to see? And she mentioned Bioduno. That's my own. You know, that Bioduno was supposed to be my own. No, not really. Okay, I think, like, this movie is not offensive. I guess it's not offensive. I feared it's there were moments where it could have gone different routes and it did not. But yeah, okay, all right. That's all I have. Let me see whether any comments coming through. All right, so Lamy says, I liked the actor and actress in the movie. I liked the idea that he was potentially going to cheat. Terrence says, likes Balaji. She was stunning and sexy, and I appreciated that scene. It kept me invested. 2, I appreciated the subject matter. I got to learn a thing or two. 3, the couples had chemistry. Maybe that's why the movie is named Chemistry. Okay. We can pivot into what we don't like. I'm just going to say right off the top, I don't know why this movie is spelled this version of chemistry, except maybe for the SEO, the Ch3mistry. I thought maybe there was going to be a love triangle going on somewhere. It was nowhere to be found. They feel a bit shortchanged and cheated by the title, so I'm not sure why it even has a name. I don't know what the chemistry is applying to be honest. I mean, is it just because the couples? I mean, like somebody said, it's because the couples had chemistry, but that's not something you name your movie just because your couples have chemistry.
The problem wasn't chemistry; it was just.
You might as well say clothes. I mean, yeah, your couples have clothes, but I'm not sure where that has come from. Anyway, let's move on to Vanessa. Vanessa, what did you not like about chemistry?
Okay. Thank you for stealing my why was it called chemistry rants. I quite literally wrote chemistry. Well, we thank God. So, well, seeing as you've done it for me, I'm gonna move on. Chizzy's beard, and I mean this in a derogatory form. What was that beard, and why? Who decided that they were good? Is it that they tried to give him a salt and pepper beard, and the bleach/dye did not quite work, and then it was now like a very ugly shade of brown/red? Because what in the name of God was on that man's face? Okay, let it not be said I'm speaking on people's personal appearance. I'm gonna move on. The receptionist storyline, completely unnecessary. I don't know why we thought that was important. It did nothing, added nothing, removed nothing. It was just occupying space. In fact, I'm one to argue. Even the Adana Bolaji Ogumola character storyline, we could do without it. My next point: does foreplay not exist in this world? See, I because
Thank you. Thank you.
I,
Thank
because
you.
because when she was on the phone with her sister quite literally said, and I quote, "Chizzy is experienced; he will take care of you." What me I took that as was that Chizzy was gonna actually take care of her with foreplay. Chizzy didn't take care of her, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't. If there's anything Bridgerton men are, it's munchers. Why wasn't Chizzy a munch? Because I feel like a lot of this film could have been cut short if Chizzy was a munch. Let's just be so
He
serious.
did try to munch once in his
He tried,
defense.
but he didn't
He
commit.
tried.
Try. He did not
Why did he?
try.
Why wasn't he committed to the
He
art?
was not committed.
Why wasn't he committed to the art of the munch? Is my
Not an
question.
eater.
He saw better
Is
breakfast.
not a real eater.
Better
This
breakfast.
is my thing. Like, so
Better,
where is all this experience? How did he last
According
12
to him,
hours with
anyway.
Adana if he was not a munch? You see, I had such
Adana did
questions.
all the work.
Wow, Adana, wow.
Adana did all the work.
Wow. Anywho, I'm gonna move on to more serious things now. Let's see be said. But the film is about sex, so I don't know what to tell you people. Um, show and tell. Show and tell is a continuous issue for Nollywood because why did we have to listen to Adana tell Chizzy about her conversation with Joba at lunch or brunch or whatever that time was for the meal when we could have just watched them have the conversation? The awkwardness that she spoke of, the naivety that Joba exhibited, asking her for help with, I don't know, pleasing her man, that whole thing. Like, we could have at least watched it, right? Instead of us having a retelling of her recounting it to Chizzy. Instead, all we got was a montage with that foolish chemistry song. Sorry to the artist that performed that music. That song was upsetting me. And especially because they now chose that song for when she was having lunch. So, excuse me, back to my question about the name of the film. Is the chemistry between her and Chizzy or between her and Adamna? Because what's in the occur? Why are
Probably
they
should have
playing?
gone that route, to be honest.
Because wait, this is what I'm saying. When they were playing that song with her, and I was like, oh, is this where we're going? But apart, no. Even when she came out of the pool, when Adana came out of the pool and Joba they were all coming to us, right? And she was watching Adana leave. I was like, is this where we're going? But apart, no. Um, Second, the length of this film. This film should have been a cute little short instead of a 2 hour long film. We could have cut it to about 30 minutes, release this thing on YouTube or movie or something, just a cute little 30 to 45 minute show and call it a day. Call it a day. We didn't need 2 hours of this because the exposition in the dialogue and in the story was made even more apparent by the length of this film. I was like, oh God. We kept repeating scenes with Daniel Ejo coming to come and tell us his best man duty ended on the wedding day. And this one, that one. Wait. It's okay. It was just too long. Um, and finally, I might be upsetting some people because what I'm about to say, but I have to speak my truth. Um, I know that we are in a leading man scarcity in Nollywood, but guys, I don't think that Daniel Etimefionk is a romance lead. Did I say that out loud? Yes, I said it out loud. Daniel Etimefionk is not a romance lead. And it appears that we have decided to shook him in by force by fire inside this romance lead category. And apologies to all the people who consider him a screen god, but not to make not to make everybody. Let's invest. Let's invest in other romance leads that are not Daniel Etimefionk. The only I see now, actually, I said I'm speaking my truth. I have never bought Daniel Etimefionk as an actor. Period. Oh, Chineke na. Um, the only time, actually, no, only one time have I bought Daniel Etimefionk as an actor, and that was in Giddy Up, season 2, where he played a villain. Abby, that's the first and last time I have ever bought Daniel Etimefionk as an actor. Hi, Chineke na. And see, I won't lie to you. When I watched that series, I was big fan. Well, that's putting, I'm being too generous. But I genuinely was rooting for him when I watched. I was like, oh, okay, new face. I like him. He's doing well in this villain role. Only for Nollywood to grab hold of him and turned him to what I don't know. By force, by fire, romance, romance, romance. It didn't work. You people, go back to the drawing board. Maybe find him a villain character that will work. But what am I saying? Wasn't he somewhat villainous in that Falling Again film and then that Nigerian version of Gone Girl? It didn't work either. Well, let me tell you the truth. The man acting is not working. Emma, that's my end. Sorry, everybody. Bye bye. I just have to end on that note. The man, maybe you should retire.
Ah,
No, we're
all
coming for
right.
you. We are coming for you.
Okay,
Us
we.
with the Effiong efforts. With the Effiong efforts, we're coming for you.
I was gonna say, I think the sum total of people that think he's a screen god is one.
Hey, no.
That's why I said.
Hey, no. We have our stand group called the Effiong efforts. We are coming for you. You
Very
guys,
good.
consider yourself
Please,
cancelled.
who is next? Taking it.
It's Otas.
Otaz, go ahead. Tell us what you did not like.
Oh boy. All right. I did not see the intention of this. Okay. Let's be. The opening scene was really interesting. In fact, that's kind of where it went downhill. It went downhill for me at the beginning. That uh, they spent like, I think it was like 7 minutes setting up two terrible jokes. To first, they set up that whole, oh, they're hooking up in the car right in front of the lobby, apparently, because that's a thing people do. And so they're all standing there watching, gasping through the glass that you can see through. But because they're hearing, I guess, sounds while they're eating cake enthusiastically, we spend like 3 minutes exploring that. How exciting. As if that was not bad enough. And we were not already suffering enough. They then set up the missing bags. Why? Why did that? Okay, so they do the missing bags for like 4 minutes or so. It started badly and it didn't get less bad from then on. The cringe just continued. Um, at some point after that, we spent like 5 minutes discussing her virginity with her sister, which I enjoyed her and her sister's relationship somewhat. It's just a lot of things are very, very drawn out, just emphasized and re-emphasized and refocused on. Um, the ridiculousness they set up there with the hotel receptionist was so uncomfortable to watch for many reasons. Him fantasizing about making out with his ex, uncomfortable because I just didn't understand it. Like, what was the purpose? It just felt like we spent a lot of time wasting time on nothing. This was the film about nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing was ever going to happen. It reminded me about the one for Sarah, where they set up all these things and imply all these things that ultimately are really nothing. Uh, I was even annoyed by the whole period thing. Like, it didn't make sense. Unless her period came like 2 weeks early, it didn't make sense that she didn't plan her wedding and her honeymoon not to happen around that time period. Everything just annoyed me. At some point, I thought maybe the friend who kept showing up a lot, they had less privacy at that honeymoon than they probably would have at their own house. The friend was there every day. At some point, he even makes a joke that he's there every day, which doesn't make the situation funnier, just more annoying that even the character realizes that this is nonsensical. I think this is one of the worst one location movies in a while, even worse than um A Weekend to Forget, which I think a certain someone was also in, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think any of them really have chemistry. I do think the bride and groom towards the end of the movie have some chemistry, but I don't think it's enough to name the movie chemistry. Uh It was just a series of miscommunications, a lot of which would have been solved with a text. No one was really talking to each other. Instead of calling his friend on the phone, he was inviting him to the hotel. I don't know if this was an ad for the hotel. I don't quite know. Anyways, I don't know. I didn't it wasn't it didn't do anything for me. It was very cringy, very, very cringy. And in general, I didn't think even the story they're trying to tell helps it. It's also very long. It's very long, and it should be like an hour tops for the subject matter it's trying to cover. But it's just everything is just so spread out or drawn out, rather. Every single thing is drawn out. The dinner scene where the two women have dinner. Why? Like, why did we draw it out like that? They have dinner. In fact, at some point I thought maybe threesome. Maybe they're gonna have like the lesbian relationship. But no, nothing. It gives you nothing the entire movie. So
Okay. Wow, challenges has changed some of the
Because
teams.
not gonna lie, just as a deviation, we were watching All Spare yesterday, and I was like, why don't you all just just
Okay.
fuck?
All right. Okay. Anyway, thanks, Atas. Incon, do you want to tell us what didn't sit well with you?
Okay. First of all, when I saw that people had chose this movie, okay, that's nice. I knew you guys chose something horrible just because of the poster. You should have chosen Crossroads. Crossroads might have been bad, but at least it would have been interesting. Um, at least that's actually made by filmmakers. At least it seems they tried. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't say it that way. God forgive me. These people tried too. This is work. I shouldn't dismiss their work. But there we go. From the very first music, I don't know who the singer is, but they should have hired a better singer. You know, a lot of people do music at home. This is no excuse. This song is really bad. Uh, I don't know why the car was shaking. Why is the car shaking? They were eating cake. It was cringy. I felt cringe, and I don't easily cringe because I'm just like, no, no, no. Put yourself in other people's perspective, and this, and I hated it. And I had to come to twist. But you know what? I take my advice. I give it time. I don't know why this is about sex. These people are just as uninformed about sex. And I know sex is a very, very complicated subject. It's subjective and it's objective and all that stuff. And no two people are the same and no two bodies are the same. But these people know the very least about sex. So small. I could have the twist where she doesn't actually have vaginitis. You know what? I kind of thought that because I'm like, you've not exactly been, what's it called? You've never had sex before, so you cannot have vaginitis. You don't know whether you have vaginitis or whatever. I kind of thought that was going to happen, but the way they made that twist was so effing annoying. Annoying because they literally set it up. If you go back, it is 100% set up in the way like she said, "Oh, I have vaginitis." She didn't say it as a joke. No. You said it seriously. That acting said it seriously. And then that is something they were already doing a stupid fight. Oh, don't touch me because you're never going to finish it. Okay, that's normally what some guys will definitely say. Yes. But then oh, you start blaming me. You're blaming me. Like, girl, sorry. Yes. You haven't done anything yet. You slept. Like, what is this fight? And none of you are even talking about other things. Okay, so you cannot penetrate whatever. But there are other things to be done. Nobody's doing. You know what? Fuck it. There are also other ways to do foreplay. There's not even mood setting, nothing. And they are stuck in a goddamn hotel. Like, don't you go out of the hotel? Like when you have an honeymoon, travel places, you know, they don't even talk about anything. It's so horrible. And then the one where she's asking about, okay, And the fact that this person is acting like a child, the girl is acting like a child. Oh, so he has been married. I can get you being upset for him not telling you, but like, oh, you should have told me that. And then you're going to be doing all this crying. I want to leave my honeymoon. What the for what? He's clearly older than you. Clearly has experience. You know he has experience. So why are you pissed off about this? Like, I get you being mad, but why are you taking it more than it is? Like, what is this? It just makes it's just contrived conflict. And I know I say that everything is contrived, everything is indeed contrived, but this is contrived to the point where it's so stupid. It is so stupid. Why is this girl still here? Why is the ex still here? Oh, you stayed for a few days because to increase your vacation. Okay, you passed more than a few days, my friend. Go back to Canada. There is no excuse to even explain why you're still here. Oh, it's just I'm so sorry. I was so pissed. And the hotel girl. Why does the hotel girl like this random guy? Does he have money? If this is his honeymoon, what kind of stupid gold digger are you? Right there, and the guy is not even showing you anything. Isn't there? It's not there. They don't even have the what's it called? The biggest suite. Why aren't you going to go to the person that has like penthouse suite first? What the fuck? This is an hotel. You have options. There's no reason. It's just like, oh, making this. I feel like it's like making this guy's head Korea Mawu for no reason. You just get girls' attentions like that. No, there's no reason. You're handsome, but even if you're handsome, the beard that you have that is misdialed will just not get nobody. Like, it's just going to put you down a little bit. And it's on your honeymoon, like prostitutes are that stupid. Oh, so this writing is so stupid. Nobody thought about it. And the music too they kept on playing that stupid music, that stupid song. Sorry, forgive me. God forgive me. I'm pretty sure the person thought they did well. And I mean, I'm not dismissing their work. It is still work. I am not doing movies. I am not doing music. It's still a lot of work. But the writing frustrated me. And I apologize. I apologize for sounding mean. And most of all, I am just pissed that everybody that selected this movie, when it was very clear from what is the chemistry and like on YouTube.
I have their name. After this call, we can discuss them.
Okay. You're one of the people that selected this?
I was not among, but I know who they are. I have all their names. I'm looking down
Okay.
names of
Okay. I am just ranting right now. It's still a lot of work. I don't want to dismiss their work, and they are free to make it. But I am very angry at the people that selected it. So please don't tell me so that I can just be angry to something. I don't want to, because if I know, that means I have to do something about it. I don't want to know. Because it was so clear. Why would they spell chemistry that way? I don't know. Even if this is a threesome story about a lesbian or something, I don't want to watch it, because even if you put that, this will not be interesting enough. It's not interesting. It's not like a chemistry. It's not even a metaphor. All of you are like, this is ridiculous. There is no motivation. And it's like, what? Why? It's so bland. And bland that is not that well done. It is still a lot of work. I am not discriminating the work that they did. Everything takes a lot of work. And I think it's a good thing that they did it. Now, to judge the content on its own, I don't think it's good. That's all. Hopefully in the future, they will do more good work. This one is just bad. And nobody set out to make a bad movie, except for the people who set out to make a bad movie. But I don't think these people set out to make a bad movie. It just happened that way. It's okay. It happens.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Inka.
I really hope you got that off your chest.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. All right. Okay. Oh, God damn it. All right. What's part of getting cooked is if somebody's apologizing to you and cooking at the same time. Horrible. All right. Lady Mongreen.
Don't worry, just call me Lady Monday. Anyways, don't worry about it.
Mongreen. Okay. Please tell us
Sorry,
what.
yesterday I was watching this movie. I don't know why I don't watch movies blindly. So I like spoilers. Anyway, I just started watching it. And I called my friend. My friend is on this space. And the way I was talking, I almost started crying. And then I tweeted at Iroko Critic. And they said it's us that choose it. So no wahala. I wrote a thread this morning or yesterday. The leads are far too old to be acting this naively. They should have cast somebody that is in the people that are in their 20s. For me, all the one they were doing, it would have been like people that got married maybe between 18 and 25, that went to like religious schools, they don't know anything, they are, using a microscope to look for the different orifices in their body. But Daniel Timothy is too elderly to be playing this kind of role. 2, can you hear me? Abi, am I talking to myself?
Oh, we can
Ah,
hear you. Go
Oh,
on.
we can hear you.
We're just crying. We're just
2,
crying.
there is literally no excuse for any millennial and below to not have done research about sex and talked about it, even if they're abstaining or they're celibate. So me, I'm reading my thread now because I put everything to paper. 3, no communication, but everyone and the rats and cockroaches inside that VCP know that they hadn't have sex. 3, again, Daniel is too old to be having yes ma, no ma conversations with mother-in-law, aunties about sex on wedding night. And when his wife was doing that, he should have reached out to shut her down and say, Madam, please, what we are doing here is nobody's business. 4, love, love, love. But when he overheard the wife, Joba, having that conversation when she was nervous, why didn't he run into the bathroom or washroom to reassure his wife that, no, don't worry about it now. Me, I'm the one that has experience. Don't worry, I will teach you everything you need to know. He didn't do that one, to be calling best lady, I be best man, to be coming to be gossiping. So now that they has gone to gossip to the best man, how is he going to retract it? Because both of them did a poor job. Now the husband is experienced in quote, but is blaming the wife and saying, don't touch me. Then how can married couple not have painkiller? You do wedding, you do everything. Didn't you dance? Didn't you shout? Didn't you smile to everybody and all of that? At least just have like some spare Panadol or something that in case so my leg is paining me the following morning. Lack of preparedness was used just to force the story along. Even the hotel self, it doesn't have first aid kit or what. Then the dialogue was lazy. I would have been drunk if I took a shot for every time I heard it's fine. And when I already got to, like, I had had enough of it's fine, they changed it to it's okay. Then went back to it's fine. Anyway, I ended it with let me drop my golden pen here and wait for Iroko's critic space. But the thing is, why are they Googling? Why is a husband Googling with best man? Why didn't he sit on that bed and be Googling with the wife and say, okay, this video, I saved it from put whatever X-rated websites that me, I have the experience. You come and see what they are doing so that we will know whether we will follow what they are doing or practice. No, it's not that. It's just to be telling everybody but the two people, husband and wife, that okay, let's do this, let's not do this. They said all the rest. Thank you. Bye.
Oh wow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. I was trying to find your thread. I would have posted it on the
Please don't post
Jumbotron.
it. I don't want anybody to come and fight me. Please.
Let them cook. Your voice is already here. They will find you. They will find you. But that's all right. Some comments have come through. I'm just going to read some of them. Lamy says, I didn't like the movie. It was too long, boring, and empty. I don't understand what the point was, but at the same time, I understand why YouTube movie fans were raving in the comments. It felt very Facebook cinematic universe like. The music also, God will help us. Fauzi says, I think the bit with the hotel receptionist seductress was unnecessary. They did not have to resort to the old Nollywood trope of someone else coming to take your man. It was cringe. Terrence dislikes the dialogues were too much. Sometimes I wish they would shut up. Adana was underused. The first sex scene annoyed me. Mounting the camera at the bedside cabinet, boring. Nothing intriguing happened. I didn't feel afraid of their new marriage. All right. No, thanks Thanks for that. Maybe just read the chain as one. I can agree with Vanessa. I think Ch3mistry is a good actor and physically appealing, and he has a sensitivity and humanity lacking in most Nollywood males, but somehow he's not a romantic lead. I think he's kind of better as the other guy, the good guy who gets away. All right, Mrs. C.
Okay. I'm just gonna say though, I've seen worse on Netflix. That's not like there's no steal. But yeah, what did I not like? It was too long. It was really long, and like Ota said, the length, it really started from that beginning. They spent too long setting up jokes, and I don't know what the missing bag thing was for. It was too long. I don't know why we spent all that time there. Then again, what else? What did I not like? They couldn't commit to vaginismus, right? Why throw that in there if you're not going to commit to it? But obviously, committing to vaginismus takes you out of the hotel, takes you to doctor's offices, takes you to years of therapy. Too long, not cute.
Hey, but if a YouTube video can cure you,
right? Exactly. So they didn't want to commit to vaginismus. I don't know why we threw it in there. There was this line of all we've been trying to do since we got married is try to have sex, and it's not been. No, you guys tried once, right? You guys tried once, and then her period came. And again, why did we throw the period in there? Because if they were just going with sexual frustration because she can't have sex, not sexual frustration because we haven't had sex, right? If it was, first night she fell asleep, right? Second day she dodged him a little bit. Next day her periods come, right? It's a different kind of sexual frustration from, we physically can't do it, right? And this is a, potential problem in our marriage. So they threw in the period to buy time, and I think that took away from, because they tried once, yeah. They tried once. The period was the only thing, was what kept them from the rest of it. If they'd had multiple failed attempts, cool, right? Then it's potentially a problem. But no, they tried once, and he's looking at his ex-girlfriend and fantasizing or daydreaming about making out with her, which honestly is not giving me the best vibes as a husband. I'm not saying husbands cannot look at ass, but like, why are you on your honeymoon fantasizing about making out with your ex? That's some bullshit. She didn't see it, but we saw it, and I'm holding it against him. Second, this honeymoon location, it was a hotel. I like hotels, right? I like hotels. I had a mini moon in a hotel, but they went out, right? You can't spend the whole time in a hotel. That's not a resort, and that's all they did. Again, I know it's a one location thing, but I was bored of their honeymoon, right? I was bored. They were in a hotel that all they had was a pool, one pool. When she was like, but we're going out. And it turns out it was the pool they were going to. The pool. Like, honey, not now, we're going out to the pool. Okay, cool. Anywho, so yeah, the hotel stressed me out because it wasn't really giving somewhere where a bunch of people are staying. I'm here for a few days. This is my honeymoon. This is my vacation. But nobody's going out. Nobody's doing any activities. Anywho, yeah, a lot of their problems would have been solved with foreplay. I asked, has nobody in this relationship heard of oral? Nobody. Neither of them. He's like, don't touch me. Sir, they have zoomed in on that lube 1,000,000 times. You are the experienced person. Do something, anything. Just because you're not having penetrative sex does not mean you cannot have fun. Let's be for real. But no, that's why they're having problems. No eaters in the relationship, no incentive to try anything else. Even that first time that it goes, it's too painful. I didn't see y'all do anything. Obviously, I'm not trying to see anything. It's not important, the movie. But all I'm seeing here is that you've just gone straight into it. And sir, why? Why are we doing this? Just also as a side note, someone making their sexual debut, the other person's satisfaction is not her business and should not be her business. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, I don't know. For a film about sex, yes, there was someone said this felt like a film about nothing, and it did feel quite empty in that the other women, the receptionist and this other person, were not legitimate threats to these relationships. They were unnecessarily added drama because the main contention here was the sex, but they still didn't put in enough to make the lack of sex seem like enough of a tangible problem. It seemed like a problem that foreplay could solve. They couldn't commit to vaginismus. And again, it felt like 2 hours of my time that could have been resolved in half an hour.
Okay. Thanks, Mrs. C. Can hear from Halima. Halima, if you can hear us, wait. Halima, tell us, give us your thoughts on chemistry.
Hi, thank you for adding me. I was very late. So should I run through what I liked, then I should go into what I didn't like?
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Okay, so for what I liked about chemistry, I liked the premise of the story. You know, the kind of story that they were trying to tell about, you know, how first timers, yada yada, all of that. I liked that. I also liked that the characters had, you know, there was chemistry between them, the friends, and also the couple. I like that this film is on YouTube because I feel like, I mean, we were expecting it to be on Netflix, but I don't know. I feel like if it was on Netflix, it would be it would be very difficult to say you like this film. But yes, I like that it is on YouTube. Well, I liked it in general. I can't pinpoint things that I really liked about it, but I just liked the entire thing. Like, oh, this is a nice story. Yeah, I think it was a really nice story in context. But anyway, so the things that I did not like. Number one, I did not like the location of this film. I don't know. I think their honeymoon was not. Maybe they did not think about, oh, we're going to have a honeymoon, and then they just came to the hotel to just come and rest and relax. I don't know. Maybe they have 9 to 5 hours. They work their entire life. I just didn't like the idea of having their honeymoon in a hotel, and there wasn't like activities, nothing. They even had to beg the other guy to bring them games so that they can be occupied. So I'm like, did you not think this through initially that, oh, we're having a honeymoon? And also, I as much as I like that they touched on, how it can be difficult for first timers and all of that, there was no depth to it, right? There's I mean, if you're going to be sleeping with someone that is having sex for the first time, you should, I don't know, watch videos, read stuff, learn a lot of things about how it works. Like, I don't think that should have been. It's a good story, right? Telling stories like this, how it's not always easy, or it's not easy generally, but you did not now tell anything. You did not now say that, oh, this is what you should have done. Oh, they didn't do anything. Like, learn how to use your fingers, all of that. Nothing. It was just very surface level. It's like, how a lot of films, or a lot of Nigerian films, or let's just say Nigerian films, they are always scared to have the talk, the sex talk. And if you feel like you're bold enough to come and talk about sex, then you should go all in. Don't do surface level, right? What else? I did not like the receptionist. She was very annoying. I did not even see the need for it. Oh, one thing I also liked, I liked that they did not actually make Bolaji Ogumola test for him, because I would have been so pissed if somebody that is supposed to be very achieved and of a caliber is now testing over a married man, because that would have been so pissed. But yeah, I liked that. Anyways, I did not like that this movie was also long. It was like an hour 40 minutes, I guess, and nothing was happening for the most part. It was just repetitive scenes of them being a couple. We already know that established, so there was no depth to the film in general. I feel like they could have established more, and I feel like if you're going to talk about these things, like, go far and wide. Let us see him trying to learn new things, and also a switch from not being able to take the pain to now taking the pain. There was no establishment of how she could now overcome that stage, right? It's just like, oh, we tried once, it didn't work out, and then the next time it just works out. No, that's not how it works. Like, what's the process that they went through? And then there were a lot of zooming in, zooming out that were unnecessary. I didn't understand why it was necessary. And I don't, maybe this is not a problem with the film. It's just maybe the comment section where people were praising Daniel Etimefion's character for not cheating. And I'm like, I don't understand. One day relationship. Which stupid temptation are you looking at? Was he expecting that either married a virgin wife would just come boom and they're having sex or what? Like, people don't have sense. But yeah, I think I'm just going to stop there because I have a lot of things to do and I quickly just joined so I can speak. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, Halima. Tito, do you want to give us your thoughts as well on chemistry?
Okay, hi everyone. Mr. C, wasn't somebody ahead of me? I think I saw Consola's hand up before I.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, I got this. Don't worry, it's your turn.
I'll make it fast though. Sorry,
Thirty.
Consola, the one that was before me. So I just wanna. There's a lot to say. I'll just try and make it quick. First of all, I'm friends with the filmmaker and the writer and some of the stars. Anyway, so biased opinions coming, in a few seconds. So I want to explain that the zooming in and zooming out that Halima just mentioned. What up, Halima? What up, Tuke? So when they were focusing on the bedside table, right? So we saw the Netflix version on the day it was meant to come out on Netflix. Adenike had a watch party on the April 19th. So we saw the version that was meant to go on Netflix, which had more. The love scenes were more, standard, but they were taken out because of YouTube's community guidelines. As some of you know, I'm a YouTuber, and YouTube doesn't like a lot of sex, nudity, and violent stuff. So they went through, I think, almost 10 iterations or 10 edits before YouTube allowed them to, to host the version that we all saw on YouTube. So, in long story short, some stuff was taken out, particularly the love scene stuff, which I feel took away from the story. And in my review, which I'm exporting now, which will be up tomorrow around this time in 24 hours, I did say that's one thing that I didn't like about the film, the fact that the love scenes were taken out, which because I felt like those love scenes give a lot of context to the movie. But hey, it is what it is. YouTube wouldn't have let them put the film up in the way they wanted it to be, or the version that we saw on April 19th, which was meant to go on Netflix. So there's that. And that's just an explanation for, because people have told me that why were they just focusing on the lube and the bedside table, particularly in the love scene at the beginning and the love scene at the end. That's why things were taken out because of YouTube's community guidelines. What I liked that, and the people who have spoken prior have said things that things don't happen like this. They should have done this. Halima said they should have watched videos. It's very easy in hindsight to say, oh, this is what should have happened. It's like when you travel for the first time or something and you go to a country and you don't go to certain. It's when you get back that you now hear that, oh, there was actually this amusement park, this restaurant that we should have gone to. In the moment, you don't really know all these things. You don't know the right things to do, and it's a bit confusing. And it's and given the situation that the couple was in, I imagine was quite flustering and all that. So there's that. So I did like the fact that they didn't, because when you think honeymoon, you don't think of a terrible time, you think of a good time. But I think the truth is that certain people don't have the best of times on their honeymoon. Fun fact as well, Adenike said that what the couple went through is a bit similar to what she went through when she got married a few years ago to her husband. Tosin, her period came, so they couldn't get it. They couldn't do what they wanted to do on their honeymoon. So there's that. It's a thing. And then yes, people who wait till marriage. I don't think I've seen that many movies from Nollywood or Hollywood where they look at the situation of a couple where one of them was waiting till marriage, and I liked that was addressed because the reality for a lot of people, I believe, who are dating today, a lot of ladies these days want to wait till marriage, and the guys reluctantly or not reluctantly they go along with it and then they get married, and it may not be a walk in the park. That's what I'm saying, and I like that this this did something different. It was something different, and I think it was something relatable and something that I feel a few people can relate to, and I liked that. Yeah, okay. So things that annoyed me. That music really did annoy me. I didn't say that in the review though. I said it while filming, but I didn't leave it in the edit. What else annoyed me? Jay on air. Who was the porter? Jay is if you follow him on Instagram, Jay is a bit of a big deal. I feel like well, he's a popular chap, and he was in the film as the porter, but they didn't really do much with the guy or the character, and he didn't his name didn't even appear in the end credits, and that's something I'm going to take up with Adenike because both himself and Adenike are friends of mine. Anyway, so they didn't use that character well enough. And I think that's it. The last thing I'll say, and if you guys will forgive me for saying this, it's actually not easy to give away money sometimes. So I'm doing a giveaway for this movie, the for chemistry. If you can correctly predict when it will hit 1 million views, the exact date, I'm giving away 10,000 naira to 15 people. Apparently, I'm not getting enough entries. So if anyone is interested, for yourself, or if you want to win 10,000 naira for to give a cousin or a brother or a nephew or a niece, just please under the comments of any of the videos on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, just guess when the movie will hit 1 million views and you stand to win. Sorry for the shameless plug, but that's that. I hope I haven't taken too much time, and I hope I haven't crossed any lines. But enjoy. I'm still here for a few minutes, and I understand everyone's frustrations. Me too. It wasn't perfect. I rated the film what I rated it. Anyway, that's that about that. Let me not shalaye too much. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Mr. and Mrs. C.
All right. Thanks, Tito. Feminist plugs are allowed. That's fine. All right. I think a lot of people have said a lot of the things that. All right, this is my turn, right? Okay, so for the things I did not like, I think somebody alluded to the emptiness of this, but I didn't feel a tension, and I wasn't sure what. If I wasn't sure what, maybe until the end, I got to the end of the movie, I realized that the thing that we should have been willing to happen was the sex between the couples, but there wasn't any real tension or conflict that for me that made it seem like it wasn't going to happen. So the receptionist trying to seduce him, I'd never felt like that was going to go anywhere. And then when his when Adana comes into the movie, it doesn't also feel like it's going to go anywhere. Like she comes out very early on to be friends with his wife, and shows that she's not really interested in that. It's just I just kept on waiting for what am I watching? What's the point of what I'm watching? When it came to, like people have said with the sex, it just seemed like it just seems like such a small thing, and it's a thing I don't care about, to will these people to have sex. Now, I think I didn't add this in my good, but I think there were potentially some things that, I think they did probably decent amount with both Daniel and Ebenezer to almost want it to happen for them, because I felt like they had that conversation at the beginning and they had decent chemistry, like we said earlier on. But like, I don't care. Like, it's sex. They're gonna have it eventually. It didn't seem like it was. It didn't seem that important. It didn't seem that big a deal. And it just felt all the reasons why it wasn't happening just felt weak and, again, not important. What was the other thing? And yeah, all the other subplots, and just, again, felt I can't believe the receptionist. We found out that somebody mentioned it. The receptionist, we found out that she needed money for something. And I was like, okay, what does, and this is why she goes after people's husbands. I don't know. But yeah, for me, I just don't know what I was supposed to be expecting. Again, I say this at the end. I think what we're supposed to be willing to happen, or the thing we should have been wanting to happen, is to see them have sex. And I know Tito makes a very good explanation for maybe why we can't see the scene as saucy as it might have been intended, because of YouTube's rules and guidelines. But for the thing that apparently we should have been willing to happen, for us not to we even really get to see it, that, again, like we can only sort of can only feel a way about the movie we saw on screen, and I guess that was my main issue. It's just it just felt mainly pointless. And we can put all the caveats in terms of for a YouTube movie or for a thing that um, you know I'm not usually the target audience for all of this and all of that, but I've seen better ones on YouTube is what I'm going for, and I know it's one location, so it would have been like generally quite low cost. Yeah. Anyway, but I just I didn't know what to make of all of this, and it's really not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Um, it's just also quite disappointing in the direction I wanted it. Well, I was hoping for it to go. Well, I was just waiting to see any direction really. But yeah. Anyway, that's my general gist of things. We are going to hear from Eccentric, Shozi, and then we'll go into our pushbacks. Is Eccentric Shozi, kid, do you want to tell us whether liked or disliked about chemistry? Wait, she disappeared. She's disappeared. All right, let's move into pushback. People have pushback they want to make. Yeah.
Hi, sorry, my network. Hi, good evening.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, so sorry, my network was really bad.
No worries.
um,
Go on.
so I'm just going to be very brief because I know there are other people who want to speak before me or after me rather. I'm going to start with like what I liked about the movie first. For some of us, that are not really like fans of marriage per se, we could watch this movie and have like second thoughts in like various aspects. I mean, I like the fact that they had to remind us that there are still women, who want to wait until marriage to have sex. I mean, it's a crazy world. I like the fact that they're telling us that you need to communicate in your marriage. Communication is really, really significant. I'm really jealous of the fact that Eno had like someone she could always like, run to, talk to. I mean, no matter how everybody wants to form hard guy, hard girl, I feel like we all need someone to always talk to, regardless of what the situation is. We all need someone. Um, the part that really pissed me off is that receptionist part. I think everyone has spoken for me already. I really can't understand. I feel like, was it really necessary in the movie? I really can't understand it, but I mean, I like the fact that what's his name? Daniel never yielded to those temptations, despite the fact that it was like in a serious dilemma and, horny as hell, all of that. And even without the sex scenes, they had great chemistry. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. It was actually a masterpiece. Just a few glitches here and there. Aside that, I think it was a very, very beautiful movie. They all did well, Bolaji, Eno, Daniel. Everyone did well. Just wanted to give my two piece, That's it.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, if you want to head into the pushback section, if people have disagreements, it's a good time. Let me start once. Not to add on Daniel F. Young for me. I thought he was. I thought he was actually decent. I don't know whether it's because I watched that Day Me and Timini movie.
Get away from here.
Where the two of them were playing romantically. I don't know what they were playing, to be honest. Look, right? I I get it. I'm not saying he's perfect, but I don't know the last time I watched a film where a romantic lead was this inoffensive, if I would put it like this. You can tell me which one.
Well, as you are pushing back to me, so
Yes, go
I'm
on.
gonna respond. I would just like to present to the court material that this particular somebody that is talking about, I just watched the Deyemi and Timini film, was our number one Deyemi stan. This man was fighting for Deyemi like tomorrow, no day.
Excuse
Now,
me, I think you're mistaking me with Dika.
if I should bite your
No.
head,
Dika is the one with the tweets. We can pull up that receipt. I am not,
if
I
I
still
should
believe
bite you,
I
if I
believe in
should
their
bite
acting
you,
abilities,
you
definitely.
don't
I'm
say
not going to run away
it
from
in the
that.
general public.
I
Anywho,
not run
beside
away
the
from it.
point, that's beside the point. Inoffensive. I'm not gonna take inoffensive from a romance lead. We're
That
not
beard.
gonna do that. I'm so sorry. Inoffensive. I'm not taking inoffensive from a supposed romance lead, especially one who romance is apparently his bread and butter. Is one thing if it's that this is not somebody who does romance regularly and this is his a foray into romance. No. Daniel Etim Efyong has been positioned in Nollywood as our go-to romance guy, and I don't know why. Is it because he's moderately appealing physically? Eh, there are nicer looking men, specifically not to age shame anybody, nicer looking younger men. So
Which one of them can act? I asked you for receipt. Bring
take
me
that
receipt.
back. Actually,
Bring
take
me
that back. Which
receipt.
one of them can act? Vino Lugu
Bring,
can act. Eh,
who? Who's
Caleb
this?
Richards can act. My romance man, Caleb
Wait.
Richards. Kasim can act. Caleb Richards can act. Vino Lugu can act.
Which one of these are fine, can act and can sell a movie? Because I don't even know any of the names you just called.
You people will die on top this selling movie nonsense. He's
I'm
selling a
sorry.
movie, love rubbish. He's
No,
selling a movie, selling
okay.
a
You're
movie,
like,
love.
tell
He
me,
can
tell,
My
which,
own is I
are these
cannot
YouTube
buy him
movie?
what I said, Mr. C, and nobody, if you people like, from now to tomorrow, nothing is gonna change my mind. I cannot buy him as a romance lead. I cannot buy him as a villain, except in Giddy Up season 2. What again can he act? Perhaps he should try comedy. Perhaps maybe if he try comedy, maybe let's see. Boya he have funny bone and maybe he have a little
What
dexterity.
you know?
Eh?
F Young Evers will F you up. It's coming. The inbox is
He
going
should
to
try
be
something
blown.
else because I don't buy. Maybe you should try action. Maybe you should collect the action team from Toby Bakri so that Toby Bakri can try something else.
Oh God. Yeah, you will do this. All is fair in love. It is fair in love, and we
I'm
will
not watching
discuss
anything
the
that has
two
DME and
romantic
Timini
leads
in it.
that
Oh.
is
Let me
there,
just tell
me
you that. I'm
and
not going
Mini.
to watch and come and discuss anything that has DME and Timini in it because that's how I'm not casting accusations on anybody, but somebody was using their boner to bite my throat when I was watching and commenting on that reality TV show. So if I should do NFC space now and talk about Timini, they will bite my head in the public, and I'm not taking that from Timini. No.
Yeah, no. All right. Okay. All right. Lincoln, what did you want to say?
First of all, I think, did Efion's wife, was she like the main producer or director of this movie?
I said it. I said it before. I was on my. I didn't want to say it
No,
in
no, no.
public, but I said it in
No,
secret. I wanted to be the one that wrote this
I'm
movie
reading. I'm just.
because it's giving all her Instagram posts. This movie is
But
basically all her
I
Instagram
think I
posts come to
saw her.
life.
I think I saw. I think I saw her. I knew her before I knew Daniel because she was here in America and she was on some sort of show that was doing gossiping from about Nigerian entertainment show, right? And I think I saw her as like one of the passerby in the movie. And then you were saying something about Bolaji made this movie. And I think I remember her name. No, her name was Toyosi. Her name is not Bolaji. Sorry. Her name was Toyosi. My bad. So, but certainly somebody wrote this thing that really likes Daniel Effiong because they didn't give us a reason why the receptionist girl all of a sudden wants. You know what? To be honest, I think the issue.
apparently everybody was Daniel Etimefio. I don't know who the everybody is.
Look, look, look. I don't think, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he's a bad actor. I also don't think that I think he has the face and he's a good enough actor for, what's it called? Romance. But I think the issue that gets everybody that every single actor that everybody has complained about, except for one actress, I think she generally needs to try a little bit better. But even her, like most of these actors are inoffensive to me. I think the issue is that they're overexposed. And I think that's what people get annoyed with. They're overexposed, so some of their quirks that they have in their acting of the same character over and over again. And usually it's the same character. Usually, and yes, as acting always been that an actor will always play the same character. Yes, but they usually put in different situations. It's the same character put in different situations. But in Nigeria, it's the same character put in the exact same situations. I'm like, why? I think that's the issue for them, for all of them. Deyemi is always playing a a mean actor, a mean person in the same exact situation. Like, let it be a different situation at least. And there's no other actors that they seem to be using. They seem to be using the same type of clicks, the same type of clicks, the same type of clicks. And that's an issue. This movie, ah, I don't want, because it's not the worst movie. It's just it doesn't know nothing. Its level of sexual understanding is terrible. And it's not because they cut out all the sex scenes. And on YouTube, I'm so sorry, people use double entendre. I don't know if you go on YouTube nowadays, you're like, I know what this person is talking about. I know what this person is doing. And it's very, very, it's very, very obvious. They're not even saying it. Can you see how sometimes, especially some of the things that Gen Z be doing on YouTube or YouTube shorts? Like, are you flying to another city that you don't know the person and you just met a messenger and you're flying to another city and you guys are talking about your sex or something so blatantly that I'm just like, I'm clutching my pearls and I feel like a boomer. I'm also clutching my pearls because I don't want to see you on the nightly news. But like, I think, sure, they cut out the scenes, but there are ways you can cut it out. But even apart from that, the way they're talking about sex, it's ridiculous. And this is the main theme of your story. But it's not the worst. Dino doesn't do bad. Except for that beard.
I start saying people cannot convince me. But this is not a
Convincing you.
debate
Not
that
convincing
I
you.
don't
I'm
know
not
if you can
convincing you.
convince or convince me. Most of the
I'm
time,
not
I've
convincing
been holding it in for months now, how I feel.
you.
I
I know.
for the past 2 days on
Vanessa, so I
YouTube, I've
love
seen
you.
like
I'm
three
not
different films
convincing
where
you.
Daniel Etim is in it, and I've been scratching my head. That's why I said, let me talk today. Finally, let me remove it
I'm
from my
not yet, I'm
chest.
not yet to support Daniel because I'm telling you, I was with him until they scanned into that like stupid beard of his. And this is my thing. Did the director not tell them to shave it off? You can literally tell your actors. Like, this is what I mean. Like, do Nigerian directors, you look at the something, look at the when you record the thing, look at it, and you see it's not coming off good. They didn't like Daniel. As much as the writer likes Daniel, the scriptwriter likes Daniel. The director did not. Because the director allowed him to continue to be on screen with that stupid beard
It's
that
in person.
in person.
All right.
Continue
Okay.
to
That would be
allow him
All
very
to
right.
be on
Okay.
screen.
better.
That is
Okay.
when you know somebody does not like you.
Yeah. All
Unless
right.
you never work with this director again, because this director will make you look stupid on screen.
All right.
The
Wow.
director does not like you. Sorry,
All right. Okay. 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 Okay.
I
All
think
right.
I took too far. Sorry. Because
Okay.
that beard dye was too much on me. It was an offense. It
I
was an offense.
understandable. Understandable. All right. Well, good. Well, good. All right. We'll go to Cynthia and then we'll go to eccentric Shazy. Cynthia.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so um yeah, I don't have anything to say. I came for pushback anyways. Like, I thought the movie was bad and boring. It would have been good if it was funny, but it was boring. Um my first pushback is, what do you guys mean when you guys are saying that the leads have decent chemistry? Cause they were supposed to be married. But at no point did I ever feel like they were married. Like, yes, they were kissing, but I felt like you can decide to kiss, you can decide to do anything, but if you do not have the non-physical chemistry by just the way you look, the way you touch, the way you talk, and everything to each other, the kissing is not going to help me in believing your chemistry together. So when a lot of people were saying that they thought the leads had decent chemistry, maybe I agree with Otas towards the end. They were more comfortable, but like, what do you guys mean when you say they have decent chemistry? Because even this sis repeated it, and I was wondering if I'm just the bad belly that didn't see anything between both of them.
It might be. It might be. It might be. But Bella is. No. I hear
Think
you.
I agree with you.
Uh,
Oh. Don't let
and
these people no fold. I agree with you.
It is definitely bad belly.
I,
It is definitely bad belly that is not
I don't actually disagree completely with you. I think there are some times where it disappears and they look like they've just met each other like last week or 2 weeks ago. But I think they do something. There's a thing where a lot of when you get a lot of Nigerian actors to be with babes, especially when they are fine, you can feel like the actors conge. I can feel the actors conge coming out, leaking through. It's like this is not what the character would do. This is not how they would hold, kiss. This is not how frequent. This is not where their hands would go. It's just because you're seeing this babe here and you feel like, oh, fine babe, and your head is running. And I didn't feel that with this. This is what I mean decent. This is what I mean by decent. And I felt that a lot, quite a healthy chunk of the movie. And they also like just the way they. I think you even alluded to it towards the end. There were times where they were in each other's spaces that felt comfortable, and they weren't even kissing there. It was just the way they were positioned. I thought that was nice. It's not something that we always see, but that's. I'm not saying it was there throughout, but that's what I.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I just thought they were comfortable and okay. They were not believable. You couldn't believe that they were married. I'm sorry. I didn't believe they were married. Then my second pushback is to support Vanessa on the Daniel stuff. So I used to be a supporter of Daniel. But for a while now, he has not really had good chemistry with his female leads. Okay, he has not had the kind of, oh, if we're going to be friends, if I'm going to be very in love with you, I'm going to show you that I'm very in love with you. If I'm going to be what, if I'm going to take care of you, if I'm going to pamper you, I'm going to show you I'm going to pamper you. You are going to see it through the way I look at you. You're going to see it through the way I talk to you. I'm going to see it through the way I touch you. He has not had any of this for a very long time. And so even this movie, why I thought the dialogues were kindergarten level, I also thought that it couldn't convince me. It couldn't convince me it was ready to even have sex with his wife. It couldn't convince me it was ready to do anything romantic or anything. Like it wasn't just the right fit. Yes, he is someone people are testing over, whatever. But I just think he has become a caricature, maybe he has become something, but um, it now appears quite boring and uninteresting to me in most romantic movies. So I'm yet to support Vanessa on that. And I mean, not saying that. I mean, we all enjoyed the way Adenike in Wrong Side of Love, even though he has been bad a lot in other Nollywood movies. But but at least in that part, but at least in that part, you could see that it was really, really into the romance. And a lot of Daniel Ntime movie, you are not just it. You're not just okay. Like I'm done. I'm dumb. Do I like him? No. Do I wish I'm going to be with him? No. Do I wish he's going to be my husband? No. Am I praying for a man that acted this role to end up being my husband? No. So like he has just become stale. He has just become stale. And yeah, I'm also supporting Vanessa that they could try other people, and they could also like put them in the role that it will fit them. They could also put them in the role that it will fit them. Then my third pushback was Tito when he said they removed these sex scenes and maybe that would have obstructed our general opinion or general view or general flow or something about the movie. To be honest, I was not anticipating anything. The movie didn't even put me in a point where I was anticipating, oh, I'm going to see the sex scene, it's going to be good, it's going to be anything. So with or without it, even if the sex scene was there as intended for a Netflix film, I don't think it would have changed anything because a lot of things were already falling short, especially from the writing and the directing and other stuff. So with or without it, I don't think it would have made a big difference for me. Yeah, so that's it.
All right, thanks, Vanessa Supporters Club. AKC.
LOC.
All right, okay. Just we'll go to just want to read one of the pushbacks, or a couple actually. Tessa says, yeah, Mr. C is sex, and they were gonna have it eventually, but but don't forget they were really looking forward to this, and they'd been waiting a long time for it, so their hopes and expectations were understandable, I imagine. Randiness can be a female dog sometimes. I mean, imagine that's bitch. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the movie doesn't do a good job of portraying that as the thing that they need to get. I think that's been explained quite a bit in terms of there's nothing trying to circumvent, do foreplay or any of the other things. Terrence says, pushback, I actually liked the receptionist story. I wish it was just her and no ex appearing from nowhere. If they had focused on her and her motives, it would have made more sense. What motives? I mean, okay. It's like, okay. Yeah, it just feels like you're saying, well, if we had a different movie with better motivations on one of the characters, we could have liked this movie. I mean, like, yeah, but you're writing quite a different movie, because if they put the motives of this babe here, that's completely something we did not see, and maybe it would be good, but I don't know. That's just a very, very different movie. Anyway, so the one,
I think issue because then they show her making that call where I can't remember whether someone was out of school or needs money for something.
What does that have to do with going
that's
after?
supposed to soften it somehow. I don't know.
It's not. What does that have to do with going after?
That felt unrelated. I heard that and I thought this baby's unserious and risking her job for somebody with family problems is testing at her job. Like, it just made her seem unserious, to be honest.
Yeah, what they could have done, like if they used that all her conversations with the other guy to be talking about how she wanted to get money off of him, that would have made sense.
Yeah.
But the conversation was about
like
her being thirsty. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, all right.
Remember what I say about Anna being a wise gold digger and how she was a stupid character? Why would you go after somebody who's on their honeymoon? This is an hotel. There are other men.
Didn't even know the person.
And again, they didn't have the most expensive room. What even that motivation doesn't make no sense.
This movie is not worth. It's fine.
All right, eccentric Shozi.
Yeah, sorry. I know I have spoken before. I just wanted to chip in something when Vanessa was talking. I mean, I agreed with her to some extent. So talking about casting Daniel Effiong, I think it has to do with how well you interpret your role. I don't know if Vanessa can hear me. I was just trying to
Oh, I'm listening.
Okay. So I listen to you. I get it that some people don't even find him that interesting, or should I say appealing. But while you were talking, I kind of imagined 5 other Nigerian actors that looked good, that they are actually brilliant actors. I mean, you can be a very good actor, you can look good, it can be appealing, but it's a different ball game from interpreting your roles. I feel like why Daniel keeps getting being casted for like, similar roles is everything, like his facial expressions, body language. I feel like whatever character you give Daniel, he just knows how to like body the role. I don't know how to put it. Like he has chemistry with them. No, that's my own personal opinion. You really don't have to agree. It's a conversation.
Yeah,
I
no, it's okay. I'm just laughing
before
because yeah.
before I watched the movie, to be honest, when I saw like the poster and I saw Eno, I saw Bolaji. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, Eno, Daniel. I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I was already like, nah, this would not work. Oh, are you sure this thing is going to work? I didn't think two of them would even, But I mean, when I watched the movie, I kind of understand why like they will keep casting Daniel for a long time. It's not as if this guy like there are no other guys finer than him. Oh. The other guys that are finer than him probably can even act better than him, but it's still about like I don't know how to say it in plain English. It's about like bodying your making it believable. Let me put I know like the other person said she didn't believe certain things, but this is just my own personal opinion. I feel like he's really like good in interpreting his rules. Let me put it that way. He has a way of making you believe whatever is happening at that moment, whether it's true or not. Just as a way of carrying his audience along. And everyone does not really have to agree, but that was just the only thing I was going to just chip in back after you spoke. Because I tried imagining maybe Fi Wara, Deyemi, or even what's the name of the other guy? Ayola guy. I don't think they would have bodied it like Daniel. I
I
mean,
mean,
again, it's
none
my
of
Where are
them
personal.
those the people
actually,
you went
including
to?
Daniel.
No,
Sorry,
Why
it's
did
like
you
no,
say
it's
that though?
fine. I
everybody say
understand. Again, it's just my personal opinion. To be
everybody's
honest,
entitled to their own opinion.
and
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
I'm better. I'm more better behaved than this. Yeah, I'm just.
No, you're not.
If you
No,
laugh,
you're not.
yeah, I'll
Don't pretend
bite
you're
you. I'm
better than
actually a
this. Do not
wonderfully behaved
lie.
person. I'm a wonderfully behaved person.
Today is Sunday.
Yeah, you know what? Good on you, man. Everyone, everyone has someone that they like for whatever reason.
no,
And
funny. You know,
no, and
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
okay,
no.
get in
I'm
my
it's
not.
okay.
head
I'm
when
not
I have
saying
to
no.
talk, and I have to like even have. First of all, you can be honest about like someone's acting doesn't mean like I'm not a fan of Daniel to start with. If you're
Yeah,
talking of
but
fan, but when it
all
comes
the
To be
things,
to
all
honest,
the
to
things
be
you
honest, we just have a
described,
difference. We just have a difference of opinion
we just
here,
have a
right?
difference of opinion. But all the things that you
No.
described, bodying a role, interpreting a role, all boils down to acting. So if you think other people are better actors, then I mean. But yeah, difference of opinion, man. Let's agree to disagree.
yeah, I get
Anyways,
I
you.
just wanted to say what I wanted to say about that man today. Yeah.
anyways, I was going to say I'm going to end it with RMD. We eat Daniel up with just a wink in terms of
Period.
romance role.
And I knew
I,
that.
Just a
Nah,
wink.
nah.
that's my favorite meet everyone of my entire Badamasi career. That how yeah, yes, that was my favorite by far. All right. Okay. We're not going down RM no.
Okay,
Please,
let me even
guys,
make it
please,
better. Kule
guys,
Remy will
please.
eat everybody up by
Okay,
just
all
showing
right.
up shirtless. I don't know what
Okay.
to tell you.
Okay. I accept that one. All right, Halima, and then let's do our summaries.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Because I just plugged my
Yeah.
earphone.
Yes, although we don't like your headphones though, but we can hear you.
Okay, I don't even know who I'm pushing back to, but I know I heard somebody say something about okay, I think it was Tito. I think it was Tito. Hi Tito. He said something about the sex scenes. They had removed some scenes. That's why it didn't have like it was supposed to add some sort of I don't know sauce to the film. But I feel like this movie is actually supposed to be a preachy one. It's supposed to be very preachy. So I'd rather see something very preachy, right? You want to go into the details, how he learns about how to have sex with a virgin, how he goes to, read or something, or maybe his friend gives him tips. Like, I want to see the process of, that he's actually learning because you don't tell me that you dated a virgin for a year and a half and you want this sex so bad, so bad, and then you're doing nothing
to make it easy for yourself. Now, I'm not even talking about okay for your partner. I'm saying for you, because obviously it's not going to be easy for you either. So you are doing nothing to, get past this stage for yourself. So I felt like they didn't need to even show me sex scenes or whatever. I didn't care. If you want to enjoy your honeymoon, you would do so much to prepare for that. You're a couple. Don't you talk to each other? Don't you have conversations? Don't you want to know, okay, this is what we're going to be trying? Like, they never have sexual conversations before that day to prepare for that day. So if you're saying that, it's a thing of, you travel somewhere and then in the moment you forget a lot of things. I don't think sex is like that for, somebody that, again, is wants this thing so bad that one day after he's already looking at his ex and very fantasizing over a million things. For someone who wants it so bad, I just felt like he did not do anything to show that he actually wanted it so bad, apart from saying that, oh, you may have been waiting for this day, yada yada, all of that. um the beard, I don't this is not a pushback, this is just the beards. Make government ban down, make them ban down, because it did not work. It ain't supposed to be there. I don't know why they did that. Make government just ban down. The title as well didn't work for me. I don't know if anybody mentioned that, but I just wanted to point that out as well. Uh, Somebody also mentioned something about not being comfortable. I think that was Cynthia. Maybe it didn't look like they were comfortable with each other. So I feel like for Ebenezer, it made sense for her not to be very comfortable because she was worried about the sex, right? So she was trying not to do too much or anything. Though they did not really explain that, shall. But this is just my own defense of it. I feel like because she was wary of, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to satisfy my man, yada yada, whatever. So she's trying not to, because I mean, if you now push for something and then you cannot now give it up. She had a period and then she could not really just give so much as she was expecting. So maybe that could have affected why she was withdrawn a little bit. I mean, towards the end, we see that they get better. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Halima. And yeah, this is a good place to pivot. Well, let me read some comments and then we can pivot into our summary. Pearl says, just want to point out that this entire movie is happening because a man picked a quarrel with foreplay. The directing is bad, the story writing are bad. There's no conflicts, just false conflict. Then a series of random events. Don't know about chemistry. Alana says there was no conflict. God bless you. I was frustrated while watching it. All the conflict seemed forced and unnecessary. The bride was infantilized heavily for being a virgin, and I found it more offensive than cute. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, no foreplay, just mounting and false. All right. Okay. I've had virginness enough for a lifetime to be honest today. All right. Let's go into our summaries. Vanessa, what did you think about chemistry?
I thought chemistry was a nothing burger. With um nice enough looking people, very beautiful women. Um, the makings for what was supposed to be a movie, but didn't end up being one. Unnecessarily long, no stakes. Yeah, it was too long. It was 2 hours too long. It was an hour 15 minutes too long. We could have gone 30 minutes, and I think we'll be fine.
All right. Thanks, Vanessa. Atas, do you want to give us your summary?
Sure. It was an attempt at something. Romance, rom-com, comedy. I'm not sure. But it was an attempt at something. If they had married and they were relatively newer to each other, some of the tension would have been more understandable. But a year and a half of dating, a lot of it was inexcusable. I think the name of this movie should have been Contrived, not Chemistry, because that really is a one-word summary. I think that covers everything this movie has to offer. The chemistry was contrived. The tension was contrived, the drama was contrived, the friendship was contrived. The waitress's entire purpose was that one call to his wife that he was drunk. And like interrupting, I guess, the second time or the first time they tried to hook up. Unfortunately, Daniel's shirtlessness did not save this movie, and I don't know. This movie was ultimately about nothing. Someone's wet dream. I don't know whose wet dream, but it was some guy who thinks he's going to walk into a hotel somewhere and all the women will want him. I don't know. But yeah. It wasn't terrible, honestly. For a YouTube movie, it was a YouTube movie. It's just typically the kind of YouTube movie, maybe 20 minutes in, I would have pivoted onto something else. But yeah.
All right, thanks, Atas. Inko, do you want to give us your summary?
Yes. I'm back to come. Yeah. This movie was okay. It was okay. I might have given it 30 minutes and I would have definitely probably switched to something else too. Well, it was okay. On a Sunday, because it's okay. On a Sunday night or anytime you're free, you're tired, whatever, you go, you put on this movie, give it 30 minutes. If you don't like it, switch. If you do, continue. You make that decision for yourself. I'm not going to tell you whether to like it or not. It's an okay movie. Whatever. That's it.
Okay, all right, thank you. Halima, do you want to give us your summary?
Yeah, so for my summary, I think it was a nice film for YouTube. Um, I think I watched it with the eye of, oh, this is a YouTube film, and I didn't really have expectations. So yeah, it's a nice film for people that enjoy a lot of YouTube content. Don't expect too much. Don't go in there thinking you're going to learn something new or some, crazy detailing or whatever. It's basic at best, but yeah, it's enjoyable and that's your cup of tea. I think you should watch it. If it's not your cup of tea, do not bother. That's pretty much it.
All right, thanks, Halima. Eccentric Shozi, do you want to give us your summary?
Um, Nice movie. I mean, great cinematography, good diction. Everyone was eloquent. Like the fact that it has like an amazing storyline, not the usual cheating husband expectation. Thinking like, oh, it's going to fall for Adana, given their past history. I mean, for once, show that okay, men can be principled as well and stick to what they really want. Um, of course, there was a lesson talking about vaginismus. I like the way that was incorporated. I don't think a lot of people are aware of that, so I think that was another way of creating awareness for that. Overall, I actually enjoyed the movie. I mean, great cast. They all did well. That's it.
All right, thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah, in summary, yeah, I thought it was quite a bad movie. I think my issue is, to be honest, there was nothing that was holding my attention. There was nothing. I didn't care about them. I didn't care that they were married. I don't know them. I didn't care that they could not have sex. Like everyone said, there was no stakes. I don't think it's okay for YouTube. I don't know why people are saying it's okay for YouTube because even YouTube movies that are bad are funny or you laugh at something. But I was really, really bored throughout. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it's an attempt, and I think the problem is probably not understanding how to capture your audience with your characters and everything and your writing and everything. But it's really hard to recommend because even from the first few minutes, I was already out of the movie.
All right, thanks, Cynthia. Mrs. C.
Yeah, basically this happens. It's happened. I'm just gonna say, and I still maintain that I've seen worse on Netflix, whatever. But yeah, it was way too long, and I don't know, someone said some teachable moments about vaginismus. It didn't teach anything about vaginismus. It couldn't commit to vaginismus. It was just people who needed to learn the power of foreplay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, for me, I think I agree with Cynthia's assertion that the film does fail to capture the audience. I think something I was trying to put my tongue on, and just scrolling through the timeline, Africa has just tweeted about a hook. I don't think he's talking about this film, but yes, for me, what this film didn't do well was let you know what the hook would be for this. For these kind of movies where it's going for something very basic, we need to know what the hook is so we can get invested in. And it doesn't do it well through the name, doesn't really do it through the characters, because if we had started with her POV and she was being worried about sex, I was like, okay, right, so this is what the movie is going to be about. But it just allows you and just wonder. And when the first sex doesn't happen, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be a side thing that's going to be resolved quickly. But like, it just keeps on going, and I'm wondering what's going to happen. Oh, maybe it's going to be about the ex. Oh, maybe it's going to be about the thing. It just keeps on leading you places, and that it doesn't commit to. Maybe it's going to be about vaginismus. It's not about any of these things. It's just kind of about a couple that needed to have sex. Yeah, so I didn't like it, to be honest. I agree, I'm not the target audience. I know, Didi, if you're listening, I do love you. And I'm sorry. But yes. All right. Okay. So that was chemistry. We will be discussing something next Sunday. It's not going to be all eyes fair in love. I saw that already this week. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to you guys. I like you guys a little bit.
Thank you.
I like you guys a little bit. But we'll find what we're discussing next week. I think actually something else is dropping next week. I can't guarantee you it's going to be good, but yeah, we'll discuss. But thanks, guys, for joining us. Thanks for the listeners. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the episode. If you enjoyed listening and would like to join live, just follow us on Twitter at Igbokweuche and join us every Sunday, 6 p.m. West African time on our spaces.